Today we're here with Anthony Durham III.
Second.
Second?
Second,
I thought
yeah,
it was the
second.
third.
No,
second.
second.
Okay.
If I have a son, he's gonna be the third.
He's gonna be the third.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And you're here up in Canada you've been here for the past week.
Yeah.
Doing some off-season stuff with us at Elevate.
Yep.
How have the Canadians been treating you?
Good. Everybody's nice.
Is the stereotype true? Are we nicer than Americans?
Yeah, I would say. No disrespect to everybody back home, but nah, yeah, everybody been nice. Like, I've been going places, and I went to go eat, and the guy was like, he's like, "It's first time in Canada?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, maybe they gave you the Canadian welcome. We'd have made your food for free." And I was like, "Well, damn." Oh, you guys are nice. Yeah, so everybody been cool. Everybody been nice.
We were working out next door on Monday, right? That was the first day we were working out.
Yeah.
And we were doing back squats, and there was a class going on, right? And there was like 4 people putting away their weights.
Yeah.
And I swear, all 4 of them said sorry.
Yeah.
They weren't even in each other's way. They just said sorry to each other. It's like, I think normally I wouldn't think of anything of it because that's just normal.
Yeah.
But because you were here, I was like on high Canadian alert, and I was like, oh, is that just what we do? Just say sorry for no reason?
Yeah, like everybody came up, like when we were working out, everyone came up, said hi, hello, talked, like, I heard it, I didn't believe it. So when I came here and I seen how everybody was like nice, I was like, oh wow, that's a real thing.
So you're gonna come back?
Yeah, I'm gonna make this a yearly thing for sure. Yeah.
Good. And while you were here, you had a special request. So you're a professional basketball player. I should start by saying that.
Yeah.
So you're doing stuff with us in the off season here to prep for next season.
Yep.
But you had one special request. Even though you're a professional basketball player, you wanted to change sports. What did you want to do when you were in Canada?
Was I'm supposed to say hockey?
No, what did we do on Tuesday?
Oh, golf, yeah. Listen.
So
first time golfing on Tuesday.
Never held a club before.
Never held a club.
And we took you for 18.
Yeah, we did 18 holes. That was crazy. Yeah. We were out there for what? Like 5 hours?
It was way too long.
Yeah. I mean, I think I hit the grass and the dirt more than I hit the ball.
You did something that I've never seen in my life, and that's actually bury the ball into the earth.
I did that like 3 times. I was like, remember when I hit it and I looked, and me and you both looked, and I was like, where's the ball? And it was in the ground still.
And that was the one that I was recording, so we'll delete that one.
Yeah.
Don't use that one.
Yeah, I don't have any good videos.
But how did you find it?
At first it was going into playing golf. I was excited. I bought the pants, I bought the polo, the hat,
looked good.
the glove. I fit the part.
Yeah.
Like just like basketball, like if you, like we say, like basketball players, if you see somebody with like all the gear, like the shooting sleeves, the headband, the leg band, the best sneakers, they're usually not that good.
Yeah.
So that was me. But I mean, when we first started off, I was like, all right, this is harder than I thought.
Yeah.
And I was kind of get pissed off a little bit. But then like we talked about, like you told me, it's like you're gonna hit a ball. You're gonna be like, all right, like I like this a lot.
That's it. I've won golf. I'm the best.
Yeah.
And then the next shot isn't that good.
Yeah.
And then you keep chasing that first shot.
Exactly. So it was like it started like this, then went like this, then back here, then here, and then. But yeah, I think being a competitor, like not being good at something, like from the beginning, it was frustrating. But now I'm like, all right, when I go home, like I need to practice this. So when I come back up, I can be better.
So secretly, that was my plan all along, because in throughout the season, right? I'm here, you're playing.
Yeah.
Last year it was France, right? So obviously we're not close in proximity, but we still do, weekly calls and we chat a lot.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we were talking about is mental toughness this year. I think there's no better game than golf to build mental toughness, because if you have that, really shitty shot where you literally dig the ball into the earth, how are you going to recover from that?
Yeah.
And it's similar to basketball, right? If you're not hitting your threes, or you're just any shots not hitting, like you just have to keep shooting and somehow rebound from that, right?
That's exactly how it was. Like, not gonna lie, I I was really pissed off when we were golfing. I wanted to throw the club into the woods like 4 or 5 times. I was like, yo,
You couldn't because they were rented.
yeah, that's the thing. I rented the club, so if I threw them away, I had to pay for them. But nah, you're right. Like, cause we talked on the phone about it, and you were telling me, it's like, yeah, like golf is really mental. It kind of, I mean, it does relate to basketball with that next play mentality. Like, in basketball, you turn the ball over, you miss a shot. All right, cool, that's done with. Now we got to get to the next possession. So, kind of like golf, like, all right, I hit the ball terrible. How am I going to react to this next swing, type of thing. So, yeah, it was good for that because it definitely tested me mentally because I was pissed. I was pissed off.
That's why I love actually taking athletes out.
Yeah.
Because you guys, I know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You will get pissed.
Yeah.
You'll get humbled, then you'll get pissed.
Yeah.
And then you'll get obsessed because you have to master it.
Yeah.
So the rest of your off season, have you already looked up courses near your area?
So like I told you, so my guy brother RJ, he played golf in college.
Yeah.
So I was talking to him before I came out here.
Right.
And I was like, all right, bro, what do I do? Da, da, da. Like, give me some pointers, give me some tips. So I hit him up after we went golfing, and I was like, yeah, bro, when I come home, we're gonna go golfing. He's like, all right, cool, yeah. So I'm gonna have a teacher and a coach.
Nice.
That's family, so that's good. So yeah.
I'm curious, what advice did he give you?
So
before the round.
Before he was just before I asked him, I was like, what's like kind of like golf etiquette? Because I didn't know
that's important
where we were going.
Yeah.
So like I was asking like, do I have to have my shirt tucked in? Do I have to wear a belt?
Yeah.
Do I have to wear certain stuff? Do I need
all
this?
before the swing even happens?
All before the swing. And then I had asked him like just for some pointers on the swing, and then he gave me a little bit, but he was like, bro, it's your first time. Like,
you just gotta go.
Just go out there and like just enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Like me being the competitor that I am, I'm like, I'm trying to win everything. So I'm trying to get any like advantage I could. But yeah, when I go back, we're gonna definitely get on the course and do some stuff for sure.
Good. So next season when you're back,
I'm gonna be way better.
Be sick.
I'll be way better for sure. It's on camera. I'm gonna be way better when I come back for sure. For sure.
So let's. I want to talk about how you got into basketball. So all the early stuff. How did you get into it? Where does basketball start for you?
So I started playing. Organized. I want to say between 7 and 8. My dad got me an organized ball, but I always loved basketball just because, like, growing up in Philly, watching Allen Iverson play.
So that was your era, Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like my dad was a big AI guy, so he used to just put on like the AI tapes for me, and I used to just watch it and then go outside and like try to do it. So I started playing ball around 7 or 8 organized, and then after that I just fell in love with it. And then like my dad was a big part of it. I had an uncle that played ball in Syracuse, and like my dad always used to tell me about him in like high school. Like he was basically like this legend in high school. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna be just as good as him and stuff. So yeah, like my dad definitely put the basketball in my hand. And ever since then, man, I just took it and ran with it, and like just fell in love with the game. Yeah.
And what was it about AI that really resonated with you? Like, what did you like about his game, or
just the competitiveness, like being a small guard, like what AI was probably like 165 pounds soaking wet.
How tall is he?
I think AI might have been 6 foot.
Okay.
Maybe 6'1".
Yeah.
I don't know, but just seeing him like compete and play hard every game and like go against those giants in the NBA. It being like growing up, I was small and skinny, so like seeing somebody I could relate to was a big thing. And just his heart, like just AI was never scared of anybody. So, and I think that represented like the Philadelphia mentality too.
Right.
So like for the longest, I thought AI was actually from Philly. He's from Virginia, but like he represented that Philadelphia like mold. So yeah, definitely was a big influence on me playing basketball.
Is he still kind of around
Yeah.
Philly and still doing stuff?
Yeah. So like he comes around a lot. Like you'll see him at the Sixers game, you'll see him at the Rump Classic. Like we have this big tournament in Philly. It's called the Danny Rump Classic, and it's like a bunch of pro guys come, NBA guys come, and it's like a 5-6 day event. And it's like the best for that 1 week. It's like the best spot to go to watch basketball. And like you'll see AI at the game, you'll see a bunch of people there. So like one game I was playing, AI was there, and I was like, damn, this is crazy.
Did you meet him?
I didn't meet him, but like I should have went over there and shook his hand. I wanted to like stop midway, and go there and be like, hey yo, AI, what's up? Like big fan.
Yeah.
But no, it was just cool, like just seeing him there, cause for him in the city, like everybody loves him. Like he can go anywhere. Like nothing but love for AI in the city for sure.
There's certain moments that that you look back on and you're like, oh man, I should have done this. I should have done that.
Yeah.
Mine was when I was with the Raptors. We faced LeBron in the playoffs, and I was like this far away from him.
Yeah.
And it's like this, professionalism thing, and I was supposed to. Yeah. I was like, man, I should have just done it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But I just remember seeing him in the locker room and just his size.
Yeah.
I was like, how does he move that quick? He's massive.
It's crazy.
And so yeah, I don't know. I should have done something, but
yeah. Hopefully when I go home in the summertime, I can see AI. I'll go to him, say what's up.
When is it? Is it?
So it's usually, I don't want to get this wrong, but it's usually in the beginning of August. I want to say like the last 2 days of July until like August 5th or 6th, I want to say. So it's a very short event, but it's huge. Like it's amazing, man. Like everybody from the city comes out to watch it. Like one year, Jason Tatum was playing, Jalen Brunson was playing, like Lou Williams.
So these are like pro runs, or is it just like a showcase?
It's like a showcase, but like it's like a 5-day league. Like you have guaranteed 2 games, and it's like tournament style. And like the winner gets the trophy and everything. So like if you win, you have bragging rights in the city.
Okay.
So
cool.
like it's a big thing. But just playing in it is like it's special in itself. Like 'cause it's like I remember in college, I would go to all the games, and back then college players weren't allowed to play. I don't know if they are now, but they weren't allowed to play. So I would just be sitting there watching like, all right, one day I'm gonna play. So then when I got out of Ryder and I was able to play, I was like, damn, this is crazy. Like
Do you get invited, or how does that?
Yeah, so you usually people have like their own teams, so you might know somebody. It's like I think 8 or 10 teams, like it's not a lot of teams. And usually a coach might know you, say, hey, you want to play with me in the rump? He'd be like, yeah, I'll play. And then, so I forgot how I got on the team the first year, but somebody called me. I think I went to like an open run. Went to like an open run. Playing well, it's like, hey, you want to play? I was like, yeah. It's like a dream. Like, yeah, I want to play. So that's how it started, and yeah. So I played there. I want to say 2-3 years. I didn't play the last couple of years because I left early to go overseas.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's a special event, man. It's amazing. Yeah.
So when did you figure out, like like when you were younger, when did you figure out that you might be able to do this as a career? Because I played hockey, and when I was in house league hockey, I thought I was going to make it. I was like, all right, this is it. I'm ready to go. It didn't turn out that way. Yeah. But so every kid obviously has dreams of NHL, NBA, whatever. Yeah. Like when was that transition for you where you're like, you know what, this actually can happen?
I think for me, like obviously, when I picked up the ball, I was like, all right, I want to be like AI. I want to go to the NBA and stuff. But I think it really clicked for me to be really good at basketball. I would say it was when I got to high school, maybe 8th grade to going into high school, because I was like a late bloomer. Like I was really small, I was really skinny. I didn't hit my growth spurt till late, so it was like I didn't know like if I was gonna like have a chance to like even go like Division 1. Like I always thought I was like, all right, I'm gonna just probably go Division 2, maybe like Division 3, and just work my way up. But I would say around like high school, and definitely when I got to my junior year in high school, I hit a growth spurt. I was on varsity finally, because I played JV my first 2 years of high school. So when I finally got on varsity and hit a growth spurt, I was like, okay, I might I might be able to do something with this. Like I
Yeah.
might be able to at least go to college for free. You know what I'm saying? Get a scholarship. And then after like going into my senior year, I didn't have any scholarship offers. I didn't even have a Division II offer. But I was like, I think I'm gonna be okay. I know I can play with the guys, like my peers. So I was like, at least I'll go Division II. And then I started getting some Division I offers, and I was like, okay, I can do something with it for sure. Yeah.
And does anything change in that transition, like mentally? So when you're like, okay, I think there's a chance here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what changes for you in the way that you think and just the things that you do in your day to day? Does anything change, or is it kind of gradual?
Yeah, I think. I mean, for me, I'm just speaking on like personal experience. For me, the change came once I played against the guys that were better than me on paper, and found out I can play on that same level. I was like, okay, now I just have to work a little bit harder, or just work harder than them, to kind of get to where they're at or surpass them, basically. So I think that's a shift, and I think the biggest thing is the people around you, like your inner circle and your family. I think when they realize it and they make the shift. So like, like they say it takes a village, like that's a real thing. And like, especially in youth sports and like high school sports, it's very important that you have an inner circle and a family support system, or just even friends, like that might say like, all right, listen, Aunt, we're not doing this tonight. We're gonna go to the gym. We're gonna play one-on-one for 3 hours. All right, we're gonna go play pickup instead of going out to a party or something like that. So I think that's a big influence too. Like I made the shift, but also the people around me made the shift. Like my friends, my family, they knew like, okay, you have a chance to go to college for free, which is big, like especially in my family, which is huge. Like, okay, now you have to focus on this.
Right.
So yeah, it's definitely a shift for sure.
And that's like I always bring up LeBron for that, because we were talking about this yesterday. I'm like, how has he not lost his mind?
Yeah.
Because there's nobody I can't imagine when the last time was that he heard the word no from anybody.
Yeah.
And to have that support system around you as you're growing up, but then like when you get there too, because he's not only like, I don't think he's given any of his friends handouts.
Yeah.
Because if you look at all his friends, they're also in whatever field they're in, they're pretty high
sure.
up there.
Yeah.
And it's not like LeBron just gave them that, so they kind of grew up together and elevated like all of them elevated each other.
Which is really impressive too. Yeah.
Yeah. So did you have any negative influences growing up where you had to shut that down?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I feel like a lot of kids, when you're in high school, you're a teenager, you want to do stuff you're not supposed to do. You want to hang out places you're not supposed to hang out, be around people, do stuff. But I mean, I was always a big shout out to my mom, because I was always terrified of getting in trouble by my mom. So if she see this, she probably gonna smile and laugh. And people that know my mom, so like all my friends like know my mom is like, she's really strict. Like no BS. Like school comes first. Like don't get in trouble. So like growing up, I was always kind of like afraid to do certain things because I was scared of my mom.
Yeah.
And then my friends knew like, all right, we can't do certain stuff because we scared of your mom. So like my friends would be scared of my mom too. So, but like, yeah, so it was definitely influences, but I was, like I said before, I had a great inner circle, a great family influence to know like right from wrong, what I shouldn't be doing, what I should be doing. And then I just love basketball that much. I was like, I'm not gonna do anything to mess it up. I was like, I have a chance to go to college. I have a chance to maybe make money after basketball. So I was like, I'm not gonna mess it up. Like, this is what I wanna do. This is what I love to do. So I'm gonna put everything into it. So, yeah.
It's really interesting because, I've seen it a lot, even at the pro level, where they're there in those locker rooms, but they screw it up because of just lack of effort.
Yeah.
Everybody in those locker rooms are good.
Yeah.
Right? And and you just look at these players, and they're not going to practice with full effort or at all, right? They're eating like crap once they get out of practice, right? There's no preparation at all. They just kind of show up and rely on their raw talent, I guess.
Yep.
And then in some cases, they've bought the houses, they've bought the cars, but contracts aren't guaranteed. And this one particular person I'm thinking about, I won't name them, but they were with the Raptors. And when they got there, that was their like fourth team in like 2 or 3 years. And again, they had the cars and all that, and I actually don't know where they are now, right?
Yeah.
And that can go away really quickly.
Yeah, it's common. Like, I mean, especially, I mean, you take a not lower level, but you say college. Like, you'll go to when you play college ball. Like when I got to Ryder, I was like, all right, this is Division I. Like, these dudes are gonna be like in the gym all the time, doing this stuff. Like, it's not like that all the time. Then when I got to the pros, I was like, yeah, these guys are definitely gonna be locked in, doing this, doing that, and it's not like that. But like my dad always told me, like, growing up, I would be behind certain dudes and certain dudes would be better than me, but he would say, like, if you just outwork them, if you do the right things, if you do the little things, like, you're gonna be better than them, make more money than them, get to a farther place than they are. And like, that's true. So like, especially as a professional athlete, like, the little things are what matter. Like, everybody can play. Everybody has talent. Everybody has skill. I think the thing that separates the great from the good players is like that extra mile, like doing the extra stuff, like eating right, like going to sleep on time, like stuff like that. So I think that's very important, especially if you build it from a young age. Like, if you got a high school kid and he knows that right now, then 85% chance he's gonna be really successful. So and once you get to the professional level, it's different because you have to. This is your job now. You have to perform, and if you're not performing, they're gonna get rid of you. So you need to do everything in your power to go out there and put the best performance out possible. And there's a lot of factors that affect performance, but if you can like minimize the stuff that's gonna affect it poorly, then you'll be good. But it's like that little stuff that we talk about, like nutrition, like getting your mobility in, getting your sleep in, getting your extra lift in, doing the extra reps, being professional, being a good teammate, like being coachable. Like, it's a lot of stuff outside of actually putting the ball in the basket that impacts how much money you make, what kind of job you're gonna have, what kind of career you're gonna have. And a lot of people don't know that, and the people that do, they're always successful. For most part, they're always successful.
Does that, how much does that weigh on you throughout a season that, contracts aren't guaranteed, you're constantly fighting for contracts and for a paycheck, and you're disposable, right?
Yeah.
Like, how much do you think about that?
I mean, it's always in the back of your mind. Like, you don't ever want to get too comfortable because at any moment anything can happen. A coach could just not like how you're playing. An organization, a GM cannot like how you're playing, and then all of a sudden there's a new guy in there ready to take your spot. So I think staying hungry and staying motivated is a big part of it. And like, for me, I feel like I always have to do something. Like, I can't get too comfortable or complacent. One, because I'm always trying to reach another level every year I play. And then two, just because I want to keep doing what I love and getting paid for, which is playing basketball. So if I can play as long as I can, I'm going to do it. So I think for any competitor, that's in the back of your mind. And I think that's a good thing, because that wakes you up in the morning, gets you in the gym, like gets you doing extra reps. So yeah, you think about it's in the back of your mind. You don't want to let it like consume you, because then you're out there like, oh, I don't want to fuck up. I don't want to mess up.
Yeah.
You just have to have it as that little spark in the back of your mind, like, all right, I'm gonna make sure I do the right things.
So to me, when I hear you saying that, it's almost like you're taking that and spinning it in a positive way.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I'm disposable. I can not have a job tomorrow and having to start look for a job tomorrow. But here are the things that I could control, and it's almost like there's that fire under your ass that, you know, kind of forces you to do these little things and control what you can control.
Yeah.
And if you're doing all those little things, and like you said, you're going to be successful, because majority of people, even at the pro levels, they're not doing that.
Not doing it. And if you do those things, like how I think about it, how I look at it is like, if I do everything I possibly can do the right way, and I go out there and give everything I got, and if it doesn't work out the way it's supposed to work out, or the way I think it should work out, I can look in the mirror and be like, okay, I gave everything I got.
Yeah.
Like, cause dudes get, like, especially overseas, like it's a little bit different than the NBA. It's obviously, depending on where you're playing overseas, it's different. Like like most of the times you'll have your yearly guaranteed contract, and then like if something happens, like they'll give you the rest of the money for your contract. So like if you get cut, like for example, playing in France, if you get cut, you still get paid your contract. But some places you might get cut and they be like, oh, we'll only give you 2 months or 3 months salary, stuff like that. So it's like, if you know you're playing somewhere where one, like your money is gonna be guaranteed for that season, you kind of get to take like a breath. But if you're a young guy coming in, like I was starting out in Cyprus, and it's not really, you know, that stuff is not guaranteed, and I'm not making a lot of money at that point.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm basically like fighting for my life.
I remember the Cyprus days.
Yeah. So
Those
I'm like,
gyms were grungy, man.
yeah, that's what I mean. It's like Cyprus is a beautiful country too. Like that's the thing. Like it's a beautiful country, beaches. It's nice. Weather is amazing. The people there are cool, but it's like, you know, fresh out of college, like you kind of starting from the bottom, working your way up. So it's like, you're like, man, I was basically like do or die. Like I'm just fighting for my life to keep going.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
So let's talk about the pro career. So you come out of Ryder.
Yeah.
What was that transition from Ryder to Cyprus? Like how did like the contracts go, and like maybe the business side of things? Like when did you get the call? How did you feel when you got the call?
Yeah.
Like,
so after Ryder, I had a meeting with like 2 agents, like phone call with like 2 agents, because I mean at Ryder was a low mid major. Like I didn't have crazy numbers. Like I was very efficient, but I didn't have like crazy numbers. Like I wasn't averaging like 20 points a game. But talked to an agent. I had a Greek agent, and I just remember the first conversation. I was like, I didn't really understand anything he was saying, just because the accent. Like he was speaking English, but I've never talked to somebody from Greece.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
you didn't hear it because he was on the phone, but he was using a lot of hand signals too.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm on the phone. I'm like, I don't understand anything this guy's saying. And that's when it hit me. I was like, I don't know if I want to do overseas. I was like, okay, maybe I'll just try to do like the G League. But I didn't really have anybody to like help me through the process. So I was like, okay, overseas is like kind of like the only way I can go. But so talking to him, sent me the contract in Cyprus, and it was like, it wasn't like an actual contract that like people might think like a thick piece of paper, like thick 20 pages of paper. It was just like 3 pages of an agreement.
Right.
To like go there, they show you your monthly salary, what you get in, all the regular basic stuff. It was like a basic agreement contract type of thing. So I remember I was like, all right, I signed. I was like, all right, I'm going to Cyprus. And I was like, where's Cyprus? I was like, I have no clue where Cyprus is. I'd never heard of a Cyprus, nothing. Cause like, I think I went out the country one time, and that was for college. We had a tournament. And then my dad got married. I went to his wedding. We went to like Cancun. But I've never been outside the country outside of that. So I'm like, all right, I don't even know what Cyprus look like. I don't even know what they speak.
This is after you signed the contract?
This year. I was like, I was just so excited to play. I was like, and like my first contract wasn't much at all.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't nothing crazy money wise. It was like barely enough to get by. But I was just so excited for the opportunity to play. And I was like, yo, I get to play professional basketball. But I was like, all right, let me look it up. So I just started looking up like Cyprus, and I started looking up like obviously like the tourist stuff. I was like, oh, it's really nice. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. I was like, oh, it's near Greece? All right, cool. So I remember when I landed in Cyprus, I think I had like 4 bags with me. I packed everything. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I packed everything, and I got to Cyprus, and I got my bags at the airport. We got picked up. It was me and one of my other teammates. I got picked up, and we're halfway on the highway, and I'm sitting in the car, and I'm like, wait. I turned around, look at the bags. I was like, 1, 2, 3. I was like, oh shit! I left my bag at the airport.
Oh no.
So we had to turn all the way around, go get my 4th bag, bring it in. After that, I was like, I want to go home. I was like, I want to go home.
Already homesick.
Already homesick, man. Then we got to this is all on the first day. We got to the hotel, and it wasn't a crazy hotel. It was like a small hotel. And I'm just looking around. I'm like, yeah, I want to go home. I was like, I want to go home. And then I remember I talked to my family, and I remember talking to my dad, my mom, and they were like, and then my brother too. I talked to my brother. He's like, no, like this is what you work for. Like this is what you wanted to do. Like you gotta stick it out and like just make the best of it. So I was like, all right, cool. But it was funny. Like that whole process, it was like, it was funny for sure.
So that goes back to support system.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And how important that is.
Yeah.
'Cause what if you did go back home?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So after that, what was where were you next?
So I left Cyprus mid-season, and I went to Czech Republic. And after Czech Republic, I did Poland, Romania, Sweden, Hungary twice, and France this past year.
And then France.
Yeah. I feel like I'm missing something. I don't think I am. Yeah.
Out of all of those countries, those seasons, what was the most memorable season that you had?
The most memorable, I would probably say the Swedish Hungarian season. So I started off in Sweden, playing really well, and then I got bought out to go to Hungary. And then when I went to Hungary, we won the cup. We won the Hungarian Cup, and then we went to the finals. So that was like my first time in my career going to the postseason, like winning something professionally. So like that was probably the most memorable season, just because that feeling of like winning, like we won a Hungarian Cup, like the feeling of like having the trophy, having the medal, having the fans there, like it was crazy. And then going to the finals, we lost in the finals, but going to the finals and like just the amount of like focus that went into those games was like something I've never experienced before. Like I've played, like in college, you playing in the playoffs and stuff like that, you try to make it to the tournament. So it's like you focus, you want to win. But like when you're in the finals and you're like, yo, this is like, I'm this close to like getting that trophy, being like number one, it's like a different type of focus that I've never experienced before. And like to come up short, it was terrible. Like it sucked. So like having that feeling, I was like, I need to get that again. Like I need to win another championship, wherever it may be. But
It's kind of like chasing that perfect golf shot.
yeah, for sure. When I get that, I'll be happy for sure.
What does that feel like? Maybe the next few days of coming short.
Mm-hmm.
What goes through your mind the few days after? How do you like regroup and recalibrate?
So I remember I want to say like the day, 2 days or 3 days after, I think I was boarding the plane to go back to the States 2 days after. And I just remember being in the car and like, just like, cause you like this all the time in the finals, like, all right, I gotta be perfect. I gotta do this. I gotta make this play. So I'm like, I'm on 100 all the time. So just being able to like be in the car on the way back to the airport, like I just crashed. I just slept like the whole ride.
Yeah.
And I just remember I was so like focused and wired that like I could barely sleep. So when I actually got time to come down and wind down, I was like, I slept, I got to relax. But then you start replaying everything you could have did. Like, all right, maybe I could have been better defensively here. Maybe I didn't follow the game plan to a certain extent, or maybe our team didn't do this and that. So you start replaying all those stuff. You start replaying. You watch the film back. Like I watched it back. All games we lost, I watched it back, and I was like, "Damn, we could have did this. I could have did this." Like, yeah. So it was a lot of reflecting like those first couple of days, and then it's like, all right, like watch the film, see where you messed up, take your notes, and now you know, all right, this is what I need to do going into next season. You know, individually and also how I can help a team. And I think that's the most important thing is learning from it and growing from it. Because like you can lose, but I always look at losses like it's not really a loss, it's a lesson. Like you just learn from it. So because you get to, if you're fortunate enough, you get to play another game. So,
right.
yeah.
It's kind of like in business, right? You read all these business books and all these people tell you fail fast and fail often.
Yeah.
And you kind of, I remember reading that and I'm like, what kind of bullshit is this? Like, I don't want to fail. I want to be perfect.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And what I've learned is like, that is true. You just have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to give it your all. And then when it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You pick yourself back up and
Yeah.
you know, you do it, you try again.
Yeah.
Do you think that a lot of guys in the league, do you think they do that? Or do you think they come back and they're like so drained and I don't know, they go on an all-inclusive vacation or something, or like how common do you think that reflection is?
I think for any competitor, I think it's very common, but I feel like you have to have a balance. Like it's good to take those vacations because you need it. Like
Yeah.
especially you're playing basketball. In the NBA, you're probably playing basketball, what, like 8.5 months if you go to the finals, I think, maybe a little bit longer. Overseas, you're playing 10 months. So it's good to always mentally like unwind because the season is long. It's a long season. Like when they say it's a long season, it really is a long season. So, and it's a lot of stuff that goes into the season. Like that's mentally draining, like physically draining, off the court and on the court. But I would say for me, I think a good number of guys that care about it, that care about being competitive and want to win, I think they reflect. But I think the good ones know, the great players and the good players, they know like, all right, I'm going to reflect these 1 or 2 days, and then I'm going to let it go, and then I'm going to mentally reset, and I'm going to get back to work. So I think you got to have a balance on it because it's never good to harp on anything for too long.
Yeah, you got to move on.
Yeah, you got to move on. Like that's like in life, you got to move on for certain things. So, but I feel like if you ignore it, I feel like that's not a good thing. Like you gotta like. Sometimes it's hard to watch the film, like especially if you play bad, like you lose. It's always games that you like. I can't watch it, but at some point you gotta get to it, watch it, analyze it, assess it, and then all right, I did that. Let's move on and on to the next chapter.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And how are you prepping for next season?
Well, for one, coming here, working with you, getting my body right, checking all the boxes, seeing what bothered me last season, see what areas we can work on, areas I can improve on, areas that need work. I mean, for me, I'm real detailed and serious about performing well, about my body. Like, I mean, I get to play basketball, and this is how I make my money. This is how I make my living. This is how I take care of myself, other people. So I feel like it's important, and it's a necessity for me to put my all into it. So flying out here to Canada to work with you for a week, I feel like it speaks volumes to the type of person and player I am and professional I am because like I care about it. So no, it's been good. We've been doing some good stuff, and for sure it's important. You always got to go into the next season improving something and working on your weaknesses. Like obviously your strengths are your strengths, make them stronger, and then turn your weaknesses to strengths. So that's how I always look at the off season. So
you fly out today.
Yeah.
You're obviously going to go golfing next week. After you go golfing, what do you Did you already take your vacation or?
So I'm gonna take another vacation. This is like a work.
for you.
This is like a
Good for you.
workcation. This is like a workcation. So I'm gonna
Good for
take
you.
my actual vacation in a couple of weeks. But yeah, when I go home, it's gonna be when I go back to the States, it's gonna be I'll be in like off-season mode. So where it's like, all right, let's get to work.
Yeah.
Let's improve on stuff because you really have a short time. So like especially playing overseas, they usually want you back in first week of August, second week of August. So I really only have what I think like 9, 8 weeks maybe, 10 I think. So yeah, as soon as I get back home, get right to work.
Yeah. How do you keep everything organized? Because right now you're done the season. You're finished all the stuff here, right? At the same time, you're communicating with the agent. You're communicating, with teams. You're taking care of your body. You're taking care of sleep, nutrition, training, the personal relationships, family.
Yeah.
How do you? It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a
How
lot.
do you stay organized?
Yeah, I think just making a conscious effort. Schedule. I mean, I want to say this past year was the first time I actually started like making a schedule, like writing stuff down, like time. Like, okay, I wake up at this time. I gotta eat at this time. I gotta lift at this time.
Yeah.
I gotta do business stuff at this time. I gotta talk to this person at this time. So it's like, I think that's helped me a lot. Obviously, like structuring your day, but also too just finding a balance. Because like you said, like you have to find time for family, friends, and yourself. Especially being over the water for 10 months, you don't see your family all the time. You don't see your friends. You miss weddings, parties, family reunions, like a bunch of stuff. So that, for me, that's the big thing. Like I incorporating family time, personal time, and like time with like my friends and stuff is an important part of my off season. So I'm a early guy. Like I like to get everything done early.
In the morning, yeah.
So like get my lift done super early, basketball workout, all that stuff done before like 11 or 12. So now I have the rest of the day to do everything else I need to do. But yeah, I feel like if you schedule it and you're on point with everything, it makes it easier. Like if you just kind of go out there all free, like okay, I'm gonna just do this. Like if you actually have a plan and some sort of structure, I feel like it's easy. Just like the stuff we do, like you sent me a plan, I had some structure, everything down to like the time, how long I should be doing this, how long my rest should be. So this way now I know, okay, now I know I'm gonna be in the gym for maybe an hour and 10 minutes. Instead of without a plan, I'll be in the gym for maybe like an hour 30, hour 35.
Right.
So now I have those extra 25 minutes for recovery. I have those extra 25 minutes for like rehab, mobility. So now that's extra time I have to do other stuff. So
I'm the same way. So I'm most productive in the morning.
yeah.
Pretty much around I'm early morning until maybe like 11:30, 12.
Yeah.
And then I'll need a break.
Yeah.
So I batch all of my important stuff in the morning and all the like high level stuff in the morning. And then I always tell my wife, I'm like, she'll tell me about a weekend. I'm like, is it in the calendar? It's not in the calendar. I don't know I know what my Monday to Friday's like.
Yeah.
I have no idea what we're doing on weekends.
Yeah.
So I'll forget all the time because it's not in my calendar.
Yeah.
And she didn't put it in. So she actually puts in my vacation days.
Yeah.
So every long weekend, at the beginning of the year, she'll go in, she'll block off all my long weekends. So she'll give me a 4-day weekend. And otherwise, like I just wouldn't, I wouldn't do it myself.
Yeah.
So she takes care of me that way. But yeah, if it's not in my calendar, it's not.
Yeah.
I don't know it exists. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
So
When I was younger, like even a couple years back, I was like, I don't need to put nothing in the calendar. I got it all right here. Forgetting everything. I'm like, oh, I do have that appointment. Oh, I do have to do this. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just put everything in the calendar.
Well, because then it frees your mind up.
Yeah.
For basketball, for things that actually take a lot of mental capacity.
Yeah.
Right. I think of like imagine if you had like 100 points during the day, and for everything that you do or you think about, you're using points,
Yeah,
credits.
exactly. Yeah,
So you want to have a reserve of those
Yeah.
credits, right? So
Yeah.
if you have like bullshit occupying your mind, right,
taking points away.
you're taking points away.
Yeah.
So whereas you could just use a calendar, which is a low-level technology.
Yeah, you can literally do it on your phone, or you can
You know?
write it down. You can put it on the fridge, like
Yeah. So are you a tech guy or like a writing things out guy?
I like writing stuff out.
I like pen and paper.
I like pen to paper. I like
Yeah.
brain to pen to paper. I
Yeah.
feel like once I do, like I'll actually sit out there and make a to-do list. Like I'll write a to-do list.
I like checking things off.
Yeah, I
you
like
know?
crossing off. Yeah, because if it's on my phone, I'm looking at it. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Then I look at something else on my phone.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, let me get back to it.
Yeah.
Paper. All right, I crossed this off. I did this. And I just feel like I feel like I'm more productive doing
Yeah.
that. Like obviously everybody has their own thing, but I just feel like for me, pen and paper is good. Especially if I have ideas, I'll write it down, put it down that way. So I feel like it's much easier for me to do that.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
What do you want your basketball legacy to be?
For me, my legacy, that's a good question. I think my legacy or what's important to me right now is the impact I can have on other people through playing basketball. I think like the life I can provide for my family and my future family through basketball, giving my family now experiences that they may have never thought of experiencing. So like, prime example, my mom and my brother, they came out to Sweden, never been out the country, never been out to Europe. So like them seeing that and like how excited they were, how like eyes wide open they were. Like my mom, she loved it so much. She was like, we were just even taking the train, like something as small as like taking the train.
Yeah.
Like she was just like, she was amazed by it because like
Yeah.
the Swedish like public transportation system is really clean, really nice.
Just so
then
you know,
she-
people from Toronto, when they go to Europe and take a train, they get very excited too.
Yeah?
Because our trains don't really work.
Oh,
They take 30 years to build, and then they don't work. So when
Damn.
we go to Sweden or Poland or whatever,
Yeah.
we're like, oh my God, it's so clean.
Yeah.
It's on time.
yeah. So like giving them the opportunity to see different things, like outside of, you know, being in Philly or outside of being in the States. Like, I think those are things that I love the most. And like even this year, like my mom, she came out to France. She was out there for like 2.5 weeks. So I took her to Lyon. She was able to see the city. I took her shopping, did all that stuff. So it was like,
Yeah.
she was just everywhere with the camera like this.
She was the tourist.
Yeah, just taking pictures of everything. But like that, I think that for me, like using basketball to open doors, like for myself, but also just for my family, I think is like something. Like I mean, I don't really care about like if anybody remembers like how good I was or how many points I had or like whatever I did. But I think what's more important to me is like how I'm able to change like my family's life, my future family's life, like being able to, you know, set myself up for the future for when I have kids, when I have a family. And then also after basketball for like providing opportunities for back home in my community, like camps, clinics, like, and then teaching the game after that, like just giving knowledge to the next players coming up.
I think it's really cool what you're saying because when I listen to it, I think it's bigger than basketball,
Yeah.
which is I think so important. And you know, a lot of times athletes will tie their identity to their sport, and you know maybe when you ask that question to a lot of people, they're like, oh, how many points or the record of this or championships and rings and whatever.
Yeah.
But then when their career ends, and eventually they just kind of fade into the background, they have trouble with it. They start
Yeah.
getting depressed. They get anxious. Like not everybody could be a TSN commentator or whatever, right? And then they become lost because with athletes, you guys almost have to set up for 2 careers.
Yes.
Whereas, like all of us, you know, we go to school, we get a job,
Yes.
we work our way up the whatever
Yeah.
type of corporate ladder you want, and then we retire, and then you know hopefully that's it. Right?
Yeah.
And we chill.
Yeah.
Whereas you guys have to do that whole ladder thing with sports, and then it's done.
Then you got
and
stuck.
you have to go another
Yeah,
ladder. So
yeah.
you guys have to climb 2 ladders in your
Yeah.
lifetime, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a thing you see very often with athletes, because like it's one thing for me, in my opinion. I think it's one thing to play college, like any sport, play college, and then after that go into the workforce. But if you're playing college high level and then you're playing professional basketball high level or professional sports, anything, like like you said, like that is your identity for that time. Like you're putting everything into it. Like you want to be the best you can. You want to make as much money as you can. And I know it's hard for guys, like especially basketball players. I think it's hard for guys to make that transition. Like even for me, like I just started making the transition post basketball, like I want to say 2 years ago. Like actually knowing like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do after basketball, but I'm setting it up right now during basketball while I'm playing. But when I first started out, it was just like this is all or nothing, and obviously that's not smart to do. Like even in business, like you don't want to put your eggs all in one basket. Like if you know it's gonna be success, okay, yeah, for sure. But you always want to have a plan B, plan C, and then you can do it while you're still doing your plan A. So I think it's super important, and I think it's something that all young players should know too. Like, cause you know when you have like little school assemblies, you have like the basketball camps, and then the guys coming in and talking to you like. He's like, yeah, no, you need to have a plan B. As a kid, you're like, man, I don't want to hear that. Like, I'm going to hoop. I'm playing ball. I don't want to hear that. And then, like, life hits you. And you're like, okay, now this guy that came to the camp and was talking to me when I was 13, now I'm understanding what he's saying.
Right.
So, I mean, it's very important. So I would tell everybody, like, basketball players, no matter what you're doing, like, at a professional level, like, find something else that you like to do. Probably not gonna love it as much as basketball or love it as much as the sport you're playing, but find something else that can kind of like take your mind off of the sport you're playing for a little bit. Like what we talked about, like when I was doing like business stuff and you were like, yeah, you need to put some time aside to do that just to kind of wind your brain down from being so hyperactive with basketball. And doing that, it helped me. So yeah, I think that's something that all athletes, high-level professional athletes, should do, for sure.
So yesterday, I was telling you about a video that I saw on Instagram about the guy that goes up to successful people and asks how they became millionaires or billionaires. And I love his channel. And he went up to Giannis, right? And who's been in the league for a while now, right? And he asked him a question about basketball players and basically going broke,
Yeah.
athletes going broke,
Yeah.
and how common it is, and how he protects his money.
Yeah.
And the thing that he said was, I think it was so genius. Where he said, don't let your lawyer, your accountant, and your like money manager know each other.
Yeah.
And I thought that was awesome because he's like, if they know each other, then they could take advantage
Yeah.
of you and work together.
Yeah.
to take
Yeah.
all the money.
Yeah.
How do you approach like all like the financials basically and preventing that from being another one of those athletes that loses all of his money, right?
Yeah. I think for me, especially the last couple of years, like I said, starting off, I wasn't really making a lot of money. It was more like grind and work your way up. So like these last couple of years, it's been better for sure, like a lot better. I'm not rich now, so nobody ask me for no money. Don't call me. I'm not making NBA money, so don't. Yeah, no, I'm not making NBA money, so don't go there. But no, I think like again, like my support system. Like I have people in my family that are really good with money. Like I have uncles that are financially well off with like real estate, and for me, I'm a sponge and I always want to learn something and I always want to learn something new, like even with basketball, but like off the court. So like if I don't know something, I'm gonna ask. Like I'm gonna ask like how can I make my money grow? how can I save my money? How much should I be saving? So taking that step in these last couple of years I've been able to like, be smarter with my finances and stuff, because eventually the ball's gonna stop bouncing, and eventually like the money might not look the same post basketball. It could be more, it could be less, it could be the same, who knows? But I think for me now, I'm setting myself up right now for post basketball. I got a lot of years left to play. I'm gonna play until I can't anymore, but just asking questions I think is very important, because it's someone out there that always knows more than you do. Like, especially when it comes to finances, when it comes to, investing, real estate, stock, like I just started learning stuff about that. So it's kind of like, yeah, I think being a kid in that sense, how kids always ask you all these questions, like, you have a kid like, why? Yeah, like, why? Why? Like, I think that's important, just ask why.
Down to the simplest form.
Yeah, and then go from there. So, but yeah, if you don't know, I think it's just best to find somebody that does know, find a mentor.
Mentorship is huge.
Yeah, because if you realize, like, the people with money and the people that have like came from the bottom and worked their way up, they love telling their story. They love telling their story. Like they will sit you down and talk to you, like they love telling their story. So if you know somebody like that, just ask them. Just want to hear your story, and then you'll learn from there.
I think it's the biggest life hack ever, because I'm not a believer in shortcuts, except that one.
Yeah.
Because I remember being a kid, and my favorite car in the world is a Porsche. I love Porsches.
Yeah.
Okay? And I would see people in those cars, and I would look at them, and I'm like, they figured something out that I don't know yet. So I always approach them and ask, how'd you get this thing?
Yeah.
Right? And pretty much most of the time, they would like tell me their story. They're like, hey, you work hard, you'll get one too.
Yeah.
And it's this like openness, which, is really cool, because you think sometimes they would be closed off
Yeah.
and not sharing this.
Yeah.
So that's one shortcut I will take. If there's somebody that I see that is doing way better, is smarter than me, why wouldn't you ask?
They have the answers to the test already.
Yeah. Like,
So just
set your ego aside and just ask them.
That's all. The worst they can say is always look at it with any situation. If you're asking for something, or if you're trying to find like any information, the worst a person can say is no.
Yeah.
Just gonna say no. But okay, just keep it moving.
Find the next guy.
Yeah, that's it. Just keep it moving. Like if you wanna basketball, if you wanna work out with a certain coach, if you wanna go to a certain school, you reach out to a certain person, they're gonna just say no. Worst they can say is no. Like, so put your pride to the side and you ask questions, you'll be fine. Because it might be something super, super small. And you like, damn, that was it? But you didn't ask the question, so now you don't know. You think it's this big, giant thing, but it's really like something this small. And all you had to do was ask.
And if you did it on your own, it may have taken you 10, 20 years to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So now that you are starting to become a mentor
Yeah.
to these young kids, because you have these camps that you're doing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like what advice are you giving to kids that go to your camp, if they do go up to you and ask
Yeah.
and say, hey, how do I do this? How do I do that?
Yeah.
How do I navigate this sports stuff?
So the question I got a lot last year at our camp was a lot from the parents, and they would ask basically like how I got to playing professional, and I always just tie it back to what we talked about earlier. I was like, one, the work has to come first. I was like, you gotta be willing to put the work in. You gotta be willing to sacrifice stuff. You gotta be willing to miss out on certain things if this is really what you want to do. Like, if you just want to play it and just like, I'll just play it, through high school, that's it, maybe college. But if you really want to be serious about it, it's like certain steps you have to take, like sacrifice, hard work. And then also too, when I tell the parents, I was like, it might be a 10-year-old kid coming up to me, asking me like, yo, hey, Coach Ant, what do I need to do to do this, to be better at ball handling, to be better at my jump shot. Like, that's like on a smaller level. Of course, like, I tell them what to do, blase. But when the parents ask me, I'm telling them like it's on a larger level. Like it starts with the parents. Like, you guys, I mean, once a 10-year-old kid can only do so much. You know what I'm saying? He can't drive anywhere. It's like he don't have no money to pay for anything. So it's like it's important for the family support system and the parents to like instill those behaviors and those qualities into the players. Like working hard, start early, start eating right early, start going to bed early. So it's like stuff like that. I think is outside of the basketball court. I feel like it's more important for sure.
My mentors talk about principles versus tactics. So I think that what you just described fits that mold, where the dribbling and the free throws and shooting and all that, those would be just tactics.
Yeah.
Right? They're still important.
Yeah.
But what you're talking about is they should be focusing on principles,
Yes.
like the hard work, the work ethic, the dedication, the overall.
Yes.
And everything else falls underneath that.
Yeah.
So the shooting, the dribbling,
Yeah.
the running.
That's like all that stuff comes second.
Right.
That's because I can teach a kid. For example. Okay, we're gonna work on your ball handling. If I work with you for the week during the camp, we do all these drills. Okay, you improved for this week. I'm only with you for this week of camp. Now, what are you gonna do for the rest of the year until you come back next summer? So that's the thing. Like, of course, like working hard is cliche, yeah, but it's like one, how to work, and two, are you really going to do the work? Like, you can say, okay, I went to the gym and put up 100 shots. That was hard work. No, my uncle and my dad, they used to tell me, it's a kid in Beijing right now, working while you sleeping, putting up 1,000 shots. It's a kid over there in Europe doing this. Like, so I think once it clicks for the players, the kids, and the parents to realize, okay, this is working hard and this is really working hard. And now this is working smart and hard. All right, now this is working efficient and hard. And I think once you there's levels to it. Like once you take those steps, then I think that's how you become a better player. And I always stress that to the kids. I'm like, we're doing these drills for camp. I mean, for this week of camp, you have to do this when you go home. Like, you have to do this when you go home. Because I want you to come back to camp next summer 10 times better on this stuff that we worked on. So now we can take it to another level. So then that's when you really improve, and then you work on your own, and then it circles back, and then we just keep getting better and better and better. Sure.
You see this in youth sports all the time, right? Where, and maybe it's facilitated by parents, right? Where they look at, a kid on the team that's doing practice 6 days a week, and training sessions and this and that. And their response is, okay, my kid has to then match that volume. So very volume based.
Yeah.
And eventually something's gonna give, right? The kid's gonna get injured. They're gonna get whatever jumper's knee or
fall out of love with the sport.
Fall out of love with the sport, right? Whereas I think that taking a step back and adding some more of those things that you're talking about, more like the cerebral, the mental. That I think gives an athlete longevity as opposed to just volume.
Yeah.
Oh, kid in Beijing is doing 1,000, you do 1,500, 2,000 shots.
I think a lot of, like, especially for basketball, I think a lot of parents think their kids should be like training with the NBA trainers at like 5th or 4th grade. I'm like, bro, they're kids. Like, let them enjoy and love playing the sport. Like, obviously, like, I grew up in a different time, but when I was young, we just went outside and we just hooped. Like, that was it. Like, we played against the older guys, we played against the grown men at the courts, and that's how like we improved our game. Like I didn't start working with a basketball trainer probably until I got the summer before I got to Ryder. So that was like 18, going on 19. So I was like super late. But like now, I think it's important for kids to like just play the game. I feel like a lot of them focus on training too much. Like you can train, we can train for an hour, okay. Now what we did in this hour, if you don't go outside or if you don't go play and implement this in a live setting, it's pointless.
Yeah.
It's pointless. Like we can work for an hour and I can give you 100 moves. If you don't go use those 100 moves or 2 moves in a live setting, it's pointless. Like you're just becoming just a robot.
Yeah.
In a sense. Like you have to play, you have to move, you have to be free. So I think that's important. And also too, like the load on kids is like you don't want to burn the kids out. Cause you see that a lot. You see like kind of the parents like forcing them to do the weightlifting 4 days a week, basketball training 4 days a week, playing on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. It has to be a kid. You still have to go out and enjoy life. And I think a lot of kids fall out of love in the sport. And once you fall out of love with it, you're not gonna put your all into it.
Yeah.
I think and you can tell when a kid, you can see a kid. I'm pretty sure you saw a bunch of kids. Like you can tell like, okay, he's got it.
Yeah.
This kid, he or she, they have it. So once you see that, then the parents can kind of see that, and then it's like, okay, now we really have to nurture and grow this the right way. Because if we put too much on them or too much on him or her too soon, then it's not gonna be good.
Because you can see it the other way around too. You can see the kid that's just checked out.
Yeah.
The parents bringing them to these appointments.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here, I just want to whatever do anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't think it has to be fancy, right? Like you see a lot of these basketball skills trainers are hilarious because they set up all these very complicated drills with like just ridiculous stuff.
Yeah.
Just for I guess Instagram clicks or whatever.
Yeah.
But I remember I don't know where I read this or saw this, but there was a little story that someone shared, like an NBA guy of Kobe. They were in the gym together and they saw Kobe. And there was a bunch of NBA guys, maybe 3 or 4 of them or whatever. And they're like, "Oh, Kobe's training." So they kind of sat back on the sidelines and they're like, let's go look at what he's doing. He's got secrets, right?
Yeah.
And he stood under the basket for like an hour and a half, just basically just like from like 2 feet.
Yeah.
And they were like losing their minds, like, what?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
It's just that? And he was just working on fundamentals.
Yeah. I mean
Nothing fancy.
that's the base of everything. Like if you watch the really good players or just like pros in general, for the most part, everybody has like their spots that they can get to. Like you watch dudes like KD, you watch dudes like Shea, you watch dudes like Kobe. Like you have anomalies like Kyrie. Like he's like in a different realm with the stuff he does, because sometimes he doesn't even know what he's doing. But like you have guys that just get to their spots and that work on their spots. And it's really, I mean, basketball is really simple. I feel like people overcomplicate it. Like, and I feel like when you're training, especially for young players, like you have to separate the young players, like the kids, from the professionals. The professionals, they are top of the top, cream of the crop, high level guys. So a trainer can throw 20 complicated drills at this professional guy, he's gonna get it like this, because the reason why, his base level, his fundamentals, everything is high level. Like the fundamentals are high level, and then you can grow on top of that. So like your footwork, your ball handling, like shooting, like, and the thing that gets overlooked too is when you're training in the off season, of course you're training on like mostly offensive stuff, like because you're, especially for pros, like you're just training on what you can add offensively, individually, to your individual game. But I think for young kids, my guy, He's a skills trainer in Jersey. His name's Mo. He told me, because I asked him, I was like, what do you think are, well, one of the things that young players need to focus on more when it comes to training? And he was like, the defensive side of the basketball. No one teaches the defensive side of the basketball. If you can play defense, that's going to keep you on the court. Like, for the most part, that's going to keep you on the court. So young players don't know how to, one, play defense the correct way, don't know how to play help defense, don't know where they should be. So when they get to higher levels or high school or even college, and the college coaches is looking at you like, you never played defense before? You're like, yeah, I play defense. You never play help defense, team defense? Like, you don't know what this is? You don't know you need to be in the nail. You don't know you need to be over on baseline help. You don't know how to guard the pick and roll. Like, that gets overlooked for sure. Like, especially with young kids. Like, if there's kids out there that, one, know how to defend the pick and roll at a young age and know how to play the pick and roll at a young age, you're ahead. You're ahead by light years. Like, if you're 11 and 12 years old and I'm coming to see you play and you're playing the pick and roll and they're hedging the pick and roll and you know, okay, I can retrieve the ball off the hedge, I can attack the hedge, I can hit the short roll, I can hit the long roll. If the bottom guy helps, I can hit the corner. Like, if you're doing that at that young age, I'm like, okay, he has it. He's got it. Like, people, when they go watch young players play and they see like the 14-year-old that's like, or the 13-year-old that's like 6'8", like, he going to the NBA. Or he's gonna be a pro. And I'm watching the point guard on the team, he's playing a pick and roll, and he's hitting that baseline help guy in the corner. He's hitting a short roll. I'm like, no, he knows the game. So, and then on the other side, if you know how to guard the pick and roll. If I'm going to an AAU tournament and I see a kid playing the pick and roll, and he's snaking over the screen, he's back on defense, he's going under it and coming back up to the ball. If he's playing help side defense, and he knows, all right, if the pick and roll is coming here and I'm help side guy, I got to bump, and then I got to get back to my guy. It's high level. That's what I think people need to focus on more, is that aspect. Of course, the individual stuff you have to work on your game, just one, because you want to be better individually. But if you can be a phenomenal in the team aspect, then you're light years away. You're light years ahead. Yeah. Like, that's important. So I think that's a big focus that people need to, like, implement for sure, especially for young players.
You might be an agent one day.
I mean, I need to do something.
Okay, last question. It's a very important one. LeBron or Jordan?
I'm gonna say they both were the GOATs in their era.
Two different eras, I agree.
I'm gonna say they're both the GOATs in their era. I mean, I was a little too young to really see Mike play. My dad watched Mike. Obviously, I grew up watching LeBron, but I was able to watch both of them. I would just say they're just the GOATs of two different eras. I'm like, people argue till they blue in the face about who better. People in the barbershop, like, for me, I just say just appreciate both of them, for real. I think it's like, I just say appreciate both of them. I think Bron is something like we might not never see again, at least not for another decade. And I think the type of competitor that Mike was something that was just a whole nother level. You know, like, just the will to, like, win, the competitiveness he had, I think was just something that was another level. But then when you watch Bron play, it's like he don't really have any weaknesses. So it's like, I mean, you could pick your poison. You could pick what you say. When people ask me, like, who my GOAT, I say AI. I just say AI. But no, yeah.
I think that was a high IQ answer.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, people get really emotional about that one. And I don't know why. Like, they're both, you can learn from both of them.
Yeah. The thing that makes me mad is when people say, all right, you can have Mike at your 1, Bron at your 1, Mike at your 2, Bron at your 2. Cool. I don't know if who you put at your 3, whatever. But when I see lists and people have like Kobe at like 7, then that's when I'm like, okay, something doesn't make sense. I was like, just for argument's sake, I'm like, put this in perspective, right? If everybody says Mike is the best player to touch a basketball, or is the second best player to touch a basketball, and people say Kobe was like the next version of Mike, could do everything Mike could do. Mike was for sure more athletic, I think, than Kobe, but from a basketball standpoint, Kobe could do everything Mike could do. So if that's the case, wouldn't you have Kobe right under Mike? Or if Mike is your 1, and you're saying Kobe is the closest to Mike, Kobe has to be your 2 or your 3.
Yeah.
Or if Mike is your 2, then Kobe has to be your 3. I don't get where it goes Mike, Bron, or Bron, Mike, and then Kobe.
Yeah.
That's when I'm that's when I'm like, okay, I'm not. That's when I get mad.
I think people just play favorites. That's why.
Of course.
I think it's just
Yeah. Everybody's gonna have their favorite for sure. But I think if you from a logical standpoint, from a logical basketball standpoint, if you tell me that Michael Jordan is your 1 or your 2, and then you tell me Kobe was the next best thing to Mike, or Kobe was basically Mike, and you tell me Kobe is at 6 or 7 or 5, I'm like, that doesn't make sense. That does to me that doesn't make sense. To me that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
That just doesn't make sense. I don't. Now that I won't talk to you. Yeah. I don't get that. And I get like, all right, you got Bird, you got Magic, you got Wilt, got Bill Russell, people like that. But if you're gonna say that Kobe, if you're gonna say the Jordan argument, and you say Kobe is damn near Mike reincarnated, then why is he below all these other people? That's my thing.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I 100% agree. It amuses me when people argue about that.
Yeah.
Listen, dude, this was a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. I enjoyed myself.
You were the first non-staff elevate guest. So we brought leather chairs in. Look at this nice little
These
table.
nice. The table.
What are you drinking over there, by the way? This is the second time
Just water.
I've seen you. So you go to Starbucks to get water?
It's free.
Okay, I thought they charged you like
Financial.
$7.
No.
See?
So we talking about financial stuff. Go to Starbucks and you get a free water.
There you go.
If it's
Hydrate and it's for free.
If it's free as me,
And
there we go.
And you got the Starbucks, so people think you're fancy. So.
Yeah, that's it. You trick them.
Listen,
My guy,
thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
I can't wait for you to come back.
Yeah.
Next season.
It's gonna be a yearly thing.
We'll have to do this again.
Yeah.
Next year.
Yeah.
So you'll fill us in with what's been going on.
Yeah, and I'll be better at golf.
Absolutely.
I'll be better at golf. Yeah, for sure.
All right, man.
So appreciate you. Thank you.